This is actually going to be pretty good defense at first here. See, Arike ices the screen that Isabel Harrison sets, and Maddie gets over and they get Lindsay Allen to pick up her dribble. The problem is, as soon as she picks up her dribble, you need to be rotating. Isabel Harrison did you a favor by popping instead of rolling. If she had rolled, then it probably would have put McCowan in a bad spot, but she popped. So if you're Arike here, you gotta fly over. But instead, they both just stand there with Lindsay Allen. There's two players guarding Lindsay Allen for some reason. So now JC has to fly over. And then if JC's gonna fly over, then somebody has to fly down to Kennedy Carter, who's wide open for three. No one even bothers to get out there. And look, I know Kennedy Carter isn't known for her 3-point shooting, but when she's this open, I mean, come on. Here comes the ball screen for Kennedy Carter. And it looks like Kalani wants to hard hedge this screen, which is what she tries to do here. But the problem is she does it really badly and she ends up cutting off Satu. So she's not in position to stay in front of Kennedy Carter and she's effectively taking Satu out of the play. So if you're going to hard hedge or even trap on a screen like this, you can't let Kennedy Carter get downhill and get past you. The whole point is to force the ball out of her hands into the middle of the floor and then let your defense, play from there. But you can't let her get past you, which is exactly what she does. Satu's late tray on the play and has to foul her for 2 shots. So Arike and Tierra are going to switch this screen with Kennedy Carter and Cardoso, which is a risky proposition given that Tierra McCowan can definitely not stay with Kennedy Carter, but they do it. So, okay, Kennedy Carter actually picks her dribble up here. Tierra, closes out on her. But Arike, if you're going to switch on Cardoso, you have to switch on Cardoso. Why is she wandering aimlessly and trying to randomly gamble out of nowhere? And so here comes Satu having to step up. She's late, and there's Cardoso for an easy two. You just can't play drop coverage against Kennedy Carter. So Tierra's in drop, and right now, as soon as Kennedy Carter gets on the other side of the screen, she's in one of her favorite spots. She's one of the best mid-range scorers in the WNBA. So Arike is late on the rearview contest. Tierra McCowan is nowhere close to being able to contest. Satu has to step up. It does not matter that they converge on her because she's already in the middle of her shot. Right here, Dana Evans is going to call for the screen from Cardoso, and Sev Uzin is anticipating the screen, and she's a little off balance, and she's kind of leaning one way, forcing Dana Evans to her left. So Cardoso just slips the screen, but Dana Evans already has the step anyway. If you're Tierra McCowan right here, you're playing drop, cut off the driver. Step up, cut off the driver. Instead, you point to Satu. You're not guarding anyone right here. Even if Cardoso wanted to roll, you'd have your back to her and you wouldn't be able to be guarding anyone. So Satu doesn't want to step up all the way because her players cutting to the rim, and Jaylen Brown's not going to be able to get over there in time, or she is, and it's going to cause an open three, whatever. So she doesn't want to commit all the way. So it's just a really easy pull-up jumper. Who has the ball? Arike is pointing at the ball, so Jaylen Brown should probably be taking the ball. So Jaylen Brown, take the ball. Where are you going? There's nobody over here. There's nobody over here. So Dana Evans just says, fuck it. Here's a three. To me, this play kind of perfectly encapsulates how little Dallas is tied together on the defensive end and how even when they try to execute schemes and coverages, they just are not on the same page and do not know how to make it work. So this is the first play coming out of halftime. And if you notice right here, it looks like they're in a box and one zone defense, meaning that Satu is guarding Kennedy Carter man to man, and the rest of the four players are playing a zone. You can already tell right here that everybody looks really confused, like they've never played this coverage before. And the whole point of this coverage is to try to contain Kennedy Carter. Well, Camila Cardoso comes and sets a simple ball screen right here. Okay, Arike, notice how you're not guarding anyone because of your placement in the box and one. When this screen gets set, you have to get over and cut Kennedy Carter off. You have to stop her from getting into the lane, or else it's just chaos. So she doesn't do that. So Kennedy Carter gets past Enrique. Okay, now somebody has to stop her from getting to the rim. There's 4 players in the paint. Someone has to stop her from getting to the rim, and then you make her give up the ball, and you just try to rotate out of it because they've just blown up your box hand one defense. But nobody commits to that, and she just walks to the rim for an easy layup. The whole point of this defensive coverage is to stop Kennedy Carter and to get it out of her hands. And you can't even stop her from waltzing to the rim for a wide open layup. This is a masterpiece in lazy transition defense. So Lindsey Allen is leading the break, and no one has gotten the ball yet, but Kalani Brown finally realizes that she's got to take the ball, and she's not in a good position to do so, but she's in the best position, so she takes the ball. Enrique stands with Kennedy Carter, but here's the problem. Isabel Harrison is unmarked. J.C. Sheldon is jogging into a vacant area, not guarding anyone, so Isabel Harrison has a wide open floater right here. The shot's going to go up. She's going to miss it, but here comes Camila Cardoso with nobody to box her out because Tierra McCowan, as you can just now see, just got back in the frame. Tierra McCowan and Kalani Brown are both in the game for some godforsaken reason. I couldn't tell you. That's, beside the point. It's an easy layup, put back. This one didn't end up in a make, but this is just something I do not understand. You have Kalani Brown and Tierra McCowan in the game at the same time. So a screen gets set for Kennedy Carter, and you're switching it, and Kalani Brown is just standing there. She's really not even trying to guard Kennedy Carter, and Tierra McCowan is also just kind of standing there, not really being a threat to being help, just kind of like, hey, if you decide to come over here, I'm kind of over here. And Kennedy Carter easily gets to her spot. I mean, that's that's a really easy jumper for her. She just happens to miss it. Here we have lazy post defense by Tierra McCowan. They have just barely crossed half court, and Isabel Harrison is already going to seal her. Right there, she's already started her seal. And Tierra McCowan is just doing absolutely nothing to fight for her while she gets her position. So she catches it deep in the paint. Tierra McCowan is there, but she's not really in a position to guard. So it's just pump fake, one dribble move, little easy fadeaway. So right here, Dana Evans is going to attack Sev Uzin one-on-one. And Uzin does a really good job. She cuts her off. She contests the shot. She gets a hand on it. This is tremendous defense. Tierra McCowan, what are you doing? Look at the player you're guarding. You are standing and watching. She is getting the offensive rebound. Okay, this is how you know that the Dallas Wings have no idea how to guard ball screens. The ball handler in this pick and roll is Rachel Bannum. If I had to guess, I would guess that Bannum has not been the ball handler in the pick and roll more than 15 times this year. She's mostly a spot up shooter. Nevertheless, they're running this play, and the Wings decide to aggressively trap here on the pick and roll. Kind of a crazy choice considering, again, it's Rachel Bannum, not some star ball handler or whatever. But okay, you did it. So on the roll here, Kalani Brown does a good job of getting over and cutting off the roll. Now, you got the dribble picked up right here. There is absolutely no need to be aggressively trapping Rachel Bannum. Lula Essential, get back over to Isabel Harrison, who couldn't be more wide open at the three-point line. Get back over there. You're not over there. She's got the ball. Easy pull-up jumper. The game is basically over at this point, but if the starters are going to play the whole fourth quarter and we're going to be playing for pride or whatever, can we at least try to show a little more effort than this? So Cardoso had just gotten the defensive rebound here. She's got the ball. She's going to throw an outlet pass down the court, and it's going to be really easy because look at where every single one of the Dallas Wings is. Walking, jogging back, not making any kind of effort to stop the transition play. Michaela Onuere is just going to straight to the basket and couldn't be more wide open. Camila Cardoso setting the screen for Kennedy Carter right here. And Kalani Brown actually does a good job of showing and cutting off the drive right here. But then Cardoso is going to rescreen, and they've pretty much got it covered except for Natasha Howard is standing in help for absolutely no reason when Satu is in actually a very good position to stay in front of Carter already, and Isabel Harrison is wide open, and that's an easy pass and forced a foul. This is what we call overreacting to a mismatch. Enrique is matched up with Isabel Harrison. It's a mismatch. So here comes the help. And here comes the help from everywhere. Again, this is Isabel Harrison. This isn't Asia Wilson. This isn't Neko Ogumake. This is Isabel Harrison. We have 5 wings players surrounding her, essentially. Camila Cardoso couldn't be more wide open. And she misses this layup because she's not a good finisher at the rim, but that's beside the point.